I got it. I got you, baby.
It's being there when you're needed most. Love is knowing
He's the one.
it was meant to be. And love always keeps you safe.
We're fine.
Love is why we built a car you can trust, now and for a long time to come. The all-new Subaru Impreza sedan and 5-door. A car you can love, no matter what road you're on. The Subaru Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
I'm not playing with you. I can bend a little bit. I can play a little bit. For you, I can see a little bit. I can see a little bit of you. Gotta hold on you. You gotta hold on me.
My name.
Alex?
Mine too.
I got a new swimsuit with glitter and fringes, and I got a case of the too many Benjamins.
Colbert's all new with LL Cool J tonight, and tomorrow don't miss Tom Hanks.
On the next episode of The Amazing Race, teams head to Venice, Italy.
That is very distracting and hilarious.
Where some carry a tune and others carry a grudge.
Hey, let's run over here so nobody sees.
Lolo!
Let's move.
So glad we've helped them before. I got nothing for Lolo now, dude. I'm done.
It's easy to find a hero. They risk their lives to save ours.
Thank you.
That was a pretty sweet moment.
A new NCIS LA. Then,
Good morning, Madam Secretary.
Tay Leone,
We figured out how to balance our lives.
Tim Daly.
No one believes in you more than I do.
New Madam Secretary after a new NCIS LA. CBS Sunday.
Live in high definition. This is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 11.
The Buffalo Bills made a bold move in round 1 of the NFL draft. Good evening, everyone. The Bills made a deal with the Kansas City Chiefs, and they moved out of the top 10.
The first round is still going on. Bills could pick any minute, too. Sean McDermott still has not made his first draft pick as Bills head coach. News 4's Josh Reed and Tom Martin are live at New Era Field to tell us what the Bills got back from the Chiefs. Gentlemen?
Now we are all waiting anxiously for that pick to come in, and it should be coming in at any moment, assuming that they don't trade again. And let's cross our fingers that hope that's not the case, that we leave here at some point with a pick being taken. So what you have is the Bills trading back from number 10 to number 27, and it looks like they got a pretty good haul for it.
I think so. A third-round pick in this year's draft, but most importantly, they get a first-round pick next year from Kansas City. Kansas City really wanted Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback from Texas Tech. They were willing to leapfrog the New Orleans Saints at number 11, who I am told wanted Mahomes as well, to get him. That's why they gave up those 2 picks. The Bills take advantage, and they could have taken Marshawn Lattimore at 10. They chose instead to test the depth of this defensive class and maybe go for one at 27.
And that is one of the things that you hear constantly about this draft is the depth at wide receiver and the depth at defensive back. Of course, those are 2 spots that the Bills need playmakers in, but they should still be there, right?
I think so. You see a couple guys I think of in Kevin King and Tre'Davious White. Garyon Conley from Ohio State just went off the board. I would have liked him too, but Tre'Davious proven in the SEC, and Kevin King, a big cornerback, someone who could help them out for sure.
Another guy to keep an eye on is possibly Alabama tackle Cam Robinson. He's a guy that would start at right tackle immediately for the Bills, but as of right now, we sit and we wait, Don and Jackie, and hopefully we'll have a pick for you coming up later in sports. Back to you.
And we're waiting with you. Thanks, guys. Well, there are plenty of excited Bills fans out tonight at the Big Ditch Brewing Company in Buffalo. Hall of Famer Jim Kelly had a draft party there tonight. Before the Bills made their trade with Kansas City, Kelly talked about what he wanted to see the Bills to do.
As long as we get somebody that we need, we pick a tight end, and I'm going to be mad. We don't need a tight end. I keep hearing people say, "Oh, what about a tight end?" We don't need a tight end. We need a corner. We need a linebacker. We need a wide receiver. We'll stop there.
Okay. The money from tonight's draft party goes to Hunter's Hope.
Well, also in Orchard Park tonight, firefighters responded to a fire that burned a barn there.
News 4's Rachel Monjovi has been on the scene for the last couple of hours. She joins us live with the latest on the investigation. Rachel.
Yeah, Don and Jackie, fire investigators are just wrapping up the scene here. They're investigating a barn fire that started around 6:30 this evening. Officials tell me it was fully engulfed. I'm told there were no animals or people inside the barn, so there were no injuries here tonight. Investigators are still searching for the cause, but a couple of witnesses say they saw the barn get struck by lightning. So fire crews believe that may be what started the fire. Authorities are unsure about the contents inside the barn, but they mentioned there were some tanks of fuel outside the barn. They had some people move out of the area because of that for safety reasons. Now, this barn, I'm told, has been the center of a dispute with the neighborhood for years. Neighbors tell me it's been an eyesore, it was old and dilapidated, and people have been pushing to get the barn knocked down. Police say they've received a lot of complaints about the building, but it doesn't seem that the fire is suspicious.
We have two witnesses possibly saying that lightning struck the barn, and we're trying to confirm that at this time. And we also have a fire investigator that's working on the scene right now to determine if that's verified with the lightning that we have reports of.
Shook it. I saw a big heap of smoke come up, and just from my house, it was blazing. Like the flames were past like the pine trees. The smoke was like literally just covering the air, and eventually it was going down, and half the barn just fell over.
Officials tell me they knocked most of the barn down. They are bringing an excavator in to continue demolishing the building so that the fire doesn't reignite. The weather conditions also did not help the firefighters as they were battling the fire today. When it was on fire, the rain was pouring pretty badly, but the fire is now out. And if we get any more information, we will release that to you. For now, reporting live in Orchard Park tonight, Rachel Monjovi, News 4 at 11.
Earlier this month, a failed missile test in North Korea led to speculation the United States might have sabotaged it through cyber warfare.
It also prompted questions about whether the same thing could happen to our nuclear arsenal. But how real is this threat? News 4's Luke Moretti has talked to local and international cybersecurity experts in this special report, Safeguarding the Bomb.
Let there be no mistake. We shall completely destroy Japan's power to make war.
Ever since the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on Japan in the mid-1940s, America has come to rely on its nuclear arsenal as the backbone of homeland defense.
If countries are going to have nukes, we're going to be at the top of the pack.
It's estimated there are about 15,000 nuclear weapons in the world today. The U.S. and Russia hold the vast majority, around 90%. Both countries combined have a couple of thousand at the ready for launch within minutes. But some argue the biggest threat today is not a premeditated launch by a nuclear-armed nation, but rather the click of a mouse, a cyber attack that could undermine or compromise nuclear systems.
The weakness of all of this is it needs one malicious actor, either on the inside or the outside. It requires one infected computer, either ported in or already in. And that's the trigger right there. It's one button.
It's been called the new wild card, the notion that a state or non-state actor could break in, interfere with, or sabotage nuclear command and control and weapons systems.
This is not to say that it would be easy to hack into US nuclear weapons, but rather that it is at least theoretically possible. And I think behind the scenes, increasingly, it's something that the Pentagon and others are becoming very much aware of.
Questions about the security of the military's nuclear assets came up in 2013 before the Senate Armed Services Committee.
We are very concerned with the potential of a cyber-related attack on our nuclear command and control and on the weapons systems themselves.
Just this past February, a Defense Science Board report on cyber deterrence recommended an annual assessment of the cyber resilience of the nation's nuclear deterrent against a top-tier cyber threat.
I see a top-tier cyber threat being Russia and China in particular, because they have the ability to threaten the existence of this nation.
The threat is there. The threat is real.
Shambhu Upadhyaya is a University at Buffalo professor of computer science, specializing in cybersecurity. He says there are two types of attacks: physically gaining access to a system or sneaking in through cyberspace.
I would say the weapons facilities, nuclear weapons facilities, are very difficult to break in.
He says a system is only as good as the layers of security built in. His research includes beefing up authentication to keep malicious intruders out.
For example, how you type on the keyboard. You know, the typing keyboard rhythm is unique from individual to individual.
You can tell just by the tap on the keyboard whether that's the same person.
Exactly. Exactly.
These cyber vulnerabilities, is that part of the mix? Andrew Futter, an associate professor of international politics at the University of Leicester in the United Kingdom, has written extensively about cyber threats and nuclear security.
One of the big things with cyber is you don't know what you don't know.
In a paper for the Royal United Services Institute for Defense and Security Studies, Futter suggests the cyber challenge also involves attempts to compromise or spoof early warning and communication systems.
During a crisis, if you could spoof sensors and planners into believing an attack was underway, then this would be a way of indirectly causing it through cyber means.
This is a constant game of staying one step ahead of the bad guys.
University at Buffalo associate professor Arun Vishwanath is a cybersecurity expert. His work involves looking at vulnerabilities inside secure and non-secure facilities.
There are vulnerabilities in all technologies, and anything that's connected to the internet, even if it's on a separate secure network, as long as there are computers involved, there is a possibility of malware, software, hackers getting access.
Where do you see that right now, Tom? Tom Kalina is the Director of Policy with the Plowshares Fund in Washington, D.C., a global security foundation with an emphasis on reducing the spread of nuclear weapons.
Imagine in the worst case that someone gets in and hacks our computers to tell us that there's a launch, that we're under attack, but we're really not. What do? How do we know? And if we think we're under attack, we launch a retaliatory strike, and we've started a nuclear war.
In response to questions submitted by News 4, the U.S. Strategic Command, which oversees America's nuclear forces, tells News 4 that current systems are cyber secure through a combination of the dedicated cyber forces and built-in cybersecurity. Additionally, nuclear command, control, and communications are comprised of interdependent systems, facilities, and platforms operating through space, air, and terrestrial domains. Stratcom says that it is taking all available measures to protect those systems from intrusion and attack. Luke Moretti, News 4.
Straight ahead, bans against bullying, the competition for a cause tonight at Shays.
Plus, dummy dimensions, how America's growing waistlines are now leading to a major change in car crash tests. Todd?
And no rain left for your morning commute, but we are still tracking just the tail edge of the showers exiting the eastern southern tier. We'll talk about how much rain likely fell for many areas and what you can expect going into the weekend next here at News 4 at 11.
Closed captioning of News 4 is sponsored by Stockmore, serving Western New York for over 35 years.
Tomorrow on News 4 Wake Up, expanding families.
Where expecting mothers can go to get prepared for birth and the transition to parenthood.
More raindrops moving in for the weekend. I'll time it out for you in my 4-1 forecast.
Join us for Wake Up starting at 4:30.
How would you sum up this car in one word?
Swanky.
Sexy. Sexy.
Luxurious.
Classy. Fast. Sporty. Shop. Innovative. Sleek luxury sedan.
Okay, that's more than one word.
This is the Chevy Malibu. That's impressive.
Where's the local dealer around here?
Or current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Malibu for around $199 a month. See your Western New York Chevy dealers.
Join the News 4 sports team along with WGR's Sal Capaccio as we hear from head coach Sean McDermott and break down the Bills draft. Jim Stakeout, News 4 Sports Draft Wrap, Sunday at 10:30 on CW23 and 11:35 on WIVB.
I'm Karen Haley Case, former Lieutenant, Buffalo Police. Houses with home alarm systems are 3 times less likely to have a break-in than those without. But it's important to realize that not all alarm systems are created equal.
Get your Doyle Security live two-way voice home alarm system for only $25 a month with zero down.
Doyle Security, Buffalo's best choice.
D-O-Y-L-E, Doyle Security. Call 1-866-GO-DOYLE.
So, like I was saying, both the Elantra and this Sonata have an available turbocharged engine.
You do?
And they both offer available lane departure warning.
Really?
Hey, glad I didn't mention automatic emergency braking.
Wait, it can stop itself?
So about that America's Best warranty.
Woo!
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai, and this is the reason to buy now. Hurry in and lease an Elantra for $109 a month, or get up to $37.50 in total savings. Don't delay. Offers end May 1st.
See it, shoot it, and send it to WIVB.com with Report It, sponsored by Mattress Firm.
If your mattress is over 8, it's time to replace at Mattress Firm. We have everyday low prices on all the best brands and a Sleep Happy or your money-back guarantee. Save money, sleep happy.
We have this breaking news now from One Bills Drive. This just happened. The Buffalo Bills have taken Tre'Davious White, a defensive back from LSU. Now we have Josh Reed and Tom Martin out at One Bills Drive, and they'll be back with us in just a few minutes to talk about this pick.
Car doctors are giving some body work to crash test dummies. They've been used to stimulate how crashes can affect drivers and passengers for almost 50 years. Crash test dummies are 5 feet, 9 inches tall, and 170 pounds. But the average American has gotten about 20 pounds heavier in that time. So now one company has come up with a dummy that's a few inches taller and 100 pounds heavier than the original.
We have found that obese people, elderly people, people who don't fit that exact size and shape are more at risk in a vehicle now. Safety features, the airbags, and most importantly, the seat belts are designed around those dummies.
This company is also coming up with a crash test dummy that would replicate an elderly person with a more fragile body. Almost 20% of the drivers are over the age of 65.
Community leaders in Erie County say they hope money in the state budget can help them tackle the growing addiction crisis.
$16 million is coming to Western New York. That's part of more than $200 million in the state budget that are going to fund addiction treatment and prevention programs statewide. City and county leaders made the formal announcement this afternoon at Horizon Health Services in Buffalo.
Treatment provides life-saving resources. I want people to know that because there is hope that people suffering from addiction can recover. The fact is that treatment is the most effective weapon that we have, and we have to continue to expand access to treatment.
7 people died from an overdose in Erie County in a 24-hour span last month, all believed to be from the same bad batch of heroin.
Potential targets of hate crimes are getting help from the state now. $25 million in the state budget will pay for security upgrades at community centers, daycares, and religious schools. There have been dozens of bomb threats at Jewish community centers in New York State this year, including threats to the centers in Amherst and Buffalo. New at 11, an annual event at Shays raises awareness about bullying.
And it shows off the hard work of some talented youngsters. It's the 5th annual Band Against Bullying competition. It was held at the 710 Main Theater. 9 local school groups put on some great performances, all with a theme of issues related to bullying. Bands Against Bullying says 1 in 3 students is either a bully, a victim, or both.
Well, the state is getting ready for a summer of celebrations along the Erie Canal. Construction of the canal began on July 4th, 1817. A year-long anniversary celebration begins on May 19th near Albany. There will also be a big event at the Flight of 5 Locks in Lockport. That's scheduled for July 8th.
That should be a lot of fun. But tonight we're dealing with a wet Thursday night, Todd.
Yeah, kind of the tail end of things. The rain is over in Buffalo and a lot of areas stay closer toward Lake Erie. But get over in our eastern southern tier, there are still at least a few showers. So we'll take a look into those and how much rain likely fell with this, because it was a soaker. For some areas, actually did manage to top off upwards of an inch. Here's a photo coming in out of South Buffalo. Cool rainbow shot. Appreciate that one, Shauna. And as far as what we're finding now, I mean, it's really that leftover little piece there working its way, say, southeast to Wellsville and through northern Potter County. That's really all that's left. So much of that is not actually hitting the ground. But you can see these showers as they press off towards Rochester, adding to the rainfall numbers that already a huge stretch of New York, and especially western New York, closer towards Lake Ontario, 2 to, in some cases, 3 inches above average for just the last 30 days rainfall-wise. And we'll explore some of that as we get into tomorrow, especially because we'll get the report, the weekly report from the Army Corps on Lake Ontario. There's a look at what's left of this. And it's not even really producing that much in the way of lightning at this point. Still a few of those showers near Wellsville. Now, every time I show this, I always mention that it takes a little while for the algorithm to actually add up these numbers to get the estimated rainfall total. So we're likely not seeing the whole picture across Allegheny County. But this little stripe into Cattaraugus County was probably one of the better stripes of rainfall, with upwards of, say, 9/10 of an inch, even up towards Buffalo and towards, say, Niagara Falls. Step out of the way so you can see the Warsaw number coming in around 9/10 of an inch. Some pretty big numbers. But this stripe from Randolph, you remember we were tracking that storm there. As that worked its way through, there were a couple separate storms that overlapped the same area. So while a lot of spots just outside of there only saw 2/10 of an inch, you get into that stripe, and that was pretty reliably upwards of an inch all the way up to about Springville and the 219, and then it kind of fell apart. So interesting way to look at things. And there's a look at the actual numbers there. So just under a 10th at the airport and under a 10th at Niagara Falls. But we did see some pretty good numbers nearby. So, okay, that piece worked out fairly well, with the exception of those thunderstorms, and that's usually the wild card for rainfall amounts. Hour by hour shows what's left of this moving out, and I won't bore you to death by letting this thing play out slow for Friday, but you notice pretty much quiet conditions during the daytime. Then we get into Saturday, and that's what I wanted to use this for, because it picks up on a chance for a few sprinkles early in the day Saturday. You see a few of those 7, 8 in the morning, and then it backs off, and then another chance into the early afternoon. I just think we're going to see a few stray showers during the day Saturday. Nothing all that heavy or prolonged. It's not going to be a full-on rain day, but we will likely see the clouds hang around there Saturday evening. A few more showers, especially overlapping areas south of Buffalo, but it's still not out of the question to see a few showers even up towards the city from time to time. But you're talking generally on order of about a 1/10 of an inch. Sunday does look like it'll bring a better chance, especially into the afternoon. Winds right now have started to go that southwest, and that was the piece that we were talking about earlier on. Still a little breezy, especially over towards the airport. These are sustained winds right now at 20 miles per hour in the airport. That southwesterly breeze is likely to hold in for tomorrow. So it's going to keep areas around the city and near Lake Erie a little bit cooler. Once you get down to Wellsville, Coudersport, Bradford, you're probably going to have the best chance of actually getting into the 70s for tomorrow. But even right now, still some pretty mild temperatures. Most of us dropping back to the lower 50s. That southwest breeze still noteworthy even after midnight. We'll see some breaks in the cloud cover tomorrow. Coolest near the immediate Lake Erie shore. I mean, keep in mind the water temperatures are still in the 40s. It's easy to forget that, especially if you were near the water today. But tomorrow it'll be more noteworthy. Even into places like Canal Side, that southwest breeze will keep it a little cooler. Talk about lower 60s tomorrow. Saturday, some sunshine in the mix, but a stray shower certainly in play across western New York. Better chances, though, still look like Sunday and Monday. I still don't expect Sunday to be a washout of a day, but we will have a warm front hanging around, and those are notorious for just being tricky as far as the chance for showers and thunderstorms to fire up during the heat of the day. Middle of next week, we cool back down.
It will cool down. Thanks, Todd.
Sure.
Well, straight ahead, the pick is in, and the Bills have selected the newest member of their team.
We're going to head back out to One Bills Drive for a live report right after the break.
Forewarned Weather is sponsored by Housecrafters. Call 646-NAIL.
News 4 is the proud winner of 3 Edward R. Murrow Awards for the powerful news series Inside the Epidemic, our investigative reporting into a nursing home tragedy, and Best 530 Newscast. News 4, working for you. That's how we're for Buffalo.
Come see what the #1 volume-selling Ford Lincoln dealer in the state can do for you. Like this month's $99 a month lease choice. Lease a new 2017 Ford Fusion SE with Sync Bluetooth connectivity and Ford EcoBoost engine, only $99 a month. Or lease a new 2017 Ford Escape SE, also with Sync Bluetooth and Ford EcoBoost engine, also just $99 a month. Both $29.95 down plus first payment, tax, acquisition, and registration fees due at signing.
Welcome to Western New York.
I'm Booker, and I volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, and I work at Value. I've gone back about 10 to 12 times. I can drive by and say, I helped, and that makes you feel good.
Save 50% on every gallon of Infinity interior paint. Like the Flat, now only $9.97. The Infinity Satin is only $11.97.
Paint like a pro this spring at Value Home Centers.
This would keep some people at home. And this is you saying, I'll be back in 10 with diapers. Going further to get through life's little storms. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand.
Now get into a new Escape for as little as $199 a month. That's just $199 a month, only at your neighborhood Ford store.
When you offer Vegas-sized action, the world's greatest sports bar, endless nightlife, and winning that's measured in wheelbarrows, you don't need directions to find us. Just ears that work. Seneca Buffalo Creek Casino. Nothing else comes close.
The outdoor experience. Even better when you're outdoors. So get out more with available fully active all-wheel drive in the Kia Sorento and Sportage. Both earned IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards, and the Kia Sportage was ranked highest in its segment in initial quality by J.D. Power. Discover the new Kia. Lease the Sportage LX for $179 a month, or the Sorento LX for $189 a month, plus $500 auto show bonus.
Christina and her students are ready for Walk MS Saturday, May 6th at Canal Side.
I was diagnosed with MS last year.
And Western New York has a very high rate of multiple sclerosis. Join us to raise money and awareness. And walk with us.
Now, News 4 continues with the latest in sports.
All right, we are live at the Bills facility. The draft selection just came in. 27th overall, the Bills select Tre'Davious White, a cornerback from LSU, a very athletic and versatile cornerback. Of course, this was a spot all along that we kind of figured the Bills would address early on in the draft after they lose Stephon Gilmore to the New England Patriots.
This is a guy I saw play at LSU, and he started as a freshman. They put him on the field right away. Very versatile, as you said, man coverage, zone coverage. He's going to fit there. Very good in special teams, too. One of the most electric returns you've ever seen. Look it up on YouTube. He had that at LSU. Not the biggest guy, 5'11". That lines up with Ronald Darby. Not the fastest, but he's good all across the board. Good character as well. I like this pick a lot for Buffalo.
He started all 4 years in the SEC, and that's pretty much all you need to know about that. Anybody that can start 4 years at defensive back, also played some safety, and in Sean McDermott's defense, it's good to be versatile.
If you pick a guy, by the way, who plays defensive back at LSU, Patrick Peterson, you could name off maybe 6 or 7 more who were legitimate NFL players. This university prepares guys to be good in the NFL, and he's the latest one, I think.
And of course, the Bills hope he's somewhere near Patrick Peterson, and this is a home run, of course.
Not too bad.
Let's take a look now how the Bills landed this draft pick. Of course, they started the day at the number 10 spot and then fell all the way back to number 27.
And it was a move that the Chiefs made, moving up and giving up a third-round pick this year and a first-round pick next year. They were very high on Pat Mahomes, the quarterback. That's who they draft, and they were willing to give up a lot to get him. The Bills reaping those benefits for sure.
Coming up on Sunday at 10:30 at night on CW23, it is the Jim Stakeout News 4 Sports Draft. And then, of course, right here on Channel 4 at 11:30 will be the News 4 Sports Jim Stakeout Draft Wrap. The Bills add another third-round pick, so they're going to have a ton of stuff coming up tomorrow. They got a second-rounder tomorrow, and now they have 2 third-rounders tomorrow. And one thing that we've heard about this draft is the depth.
The depth, especially at wide receiver. We saw the guys who went in the top 10, 3 receivers in the top 10, but there's guys like Zay Jones and Chris Godwin who we like a lot, who will be available for them to address that position. Even in the third round, you'll see a lot of guys there. We're going to hear from Sean McDermott, we assume, pretty soon here coming up, so we'll have this for you in the morning, a full recap of what the Bills have to say about this pick.
All right, guys, back to you.
Surprise, surprise.
Full of surprises tonight in this draft, and we'll have your winning lottery numbers when we come back.
Do you want to see something beautiful? Head to the Boston Hills and then to Capolino Chevrolet. During our second anniversary sales event, you can get great specials like this. Save over $6,800 and buy a brand new 2017 Traverse LS for just $27,356 now through May 1st, only at Capolino Chevrolet.
Your next Chevy is at Capolino's and always as close as Capolino.net.
We can work it out.
It's a new day, the start of something big, because Time Warner Cable is now Spectrum, redefining what a cable company can be, delivering more free HD than ever before, plus thousands of free on-demand titles, just $29.99 a month when you call 844-348-2999. With Spectrum Internet, enjoy the fastest starting speeds, 60 megabits per second. That's enough speed for all your devices. Plus no data caps and a free modem, just $29.99 a month. And with Spectrum Voice, get reliable, unlimited nationwide calling, plus unlimited calling to Canada, Puerto Rico, and Mexico, all with no added taxes or fees. Just $29.99 a month. Call 844-348-2999. With Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice, you get it all, with no contracts and our 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 844-348-2999. Welcome to a new day. Welcome to Spectrum.
KeyBank invites you to take the first step toward financial wellness by saving money with the hassle-free account. It has no overdraft fees, no monthly service charges, no minimum balance fees. That's how financial wellness starts. One little step when you use the red key to help you focus on what's important. Even better, open your hassle-free account and get $100 or $300 for premium checking when additional transaction requirements are met. So use the red key, only at KeyBank.
There's something right in front of you that you're not seeing, but it's the first thing you'll feel.
It's that time of the year, the Big L Marvin Windows and Doors Truckload Sale. And you'll get a truckload of savings on Marvin windows, doors, and installation. You'll also get the Big L Total Trust Guarantee. Visit BigLWindows.com.
From the moment you see it, it commands your respect. You can feel its immense power. The only way to master it is to venture inside. Go ahead, dive in. The GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with 16% below MSRP on select 2017 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab vehicles in stock. That's over $9,000 on this Sierra.
Todd Santos and Forewarn Weather, tracking your forecast.
This is head coach Sean McDermott speaking right now about the Bills draft pick.
He's also a returner in terms of special teams value, so feel good about it.
Coach, how soon do you see a guy like him starting?
Well, like everyone, they're going to have to come in. Tre'Davious is going to be no different than everyone else. He's going to have to come in and earn the spot. And obviously there's we lost Stefan to in free agency, so there's certainly a need there. Overall, I just really like the quality of the football player. Absent the need at this position, and he's going to come in and compete right away.
Sean, can you discuss the decision to trade down into that decision?
Again, there's a lot of things that were on the table. You look at, all the options available to us, and this was a situation we spent really the last week looking at trades in general, and felt like it was a unique situation, like I said a few minutes ago, really to be able to get a third-round pick this year, and then also obviously swap first and then a first next year. Those are you don't find those every day in the NFL, in particular in the draft. So we felt good about it.
You've been listening to Bills head coach Sean McDermott talking about tonight's pick. We thank you for ending your day with us. You can always find the news and the latest on the Bills on our website.
The Wake Up Crew will start your day at 4:30 a.m. with much more on the draft. Thanks for being with us. Good night.
If you've thought about upgrading to a more comfortable heating and cooling system, call Armor Heating and Cooling for a free estimate on an energy-efficient Carrier system. Natural gas, your best energy value. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Spring break road trip? Here I come.
Now is the perfect time to get your new Honda during the final days of the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
The only tough part about choosing my new Honda was picking the color. Loving my new Civic.
New Civics now only $149 a month. New Accords $169 a month. That's a low payment.
Don't settle for less than a Honda. I didn't.
Hurry to your Greater Buffalo area Honda dealer for the final days of Honda's Dream Garage sales event. Ends April 30th.
Think you know New York State? Think again. This is the new New York. We are building new airports all across the state. New roads and bridges. New mass transit. New business-friendly environment. New lower taxes. And new university partnerships to grow the businesses of tomorrow today. Learn more at esd.ny.gov.
Westher is Buffalo's #1 volume General Motors retailer. Right now, a new 2017 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT double cab 4x4 lease is only $149 per month. $149 a month with $29.95 down. Or lease a new 2017 Chevy Traverse LS for just $139 a month with 0 down payment. 0 down, $139. Both leases require first payment, tax acquisition, and registration due at signing.
Welcome to Western New York.
Chevy is the most awarded car company 3 years in a row. Really? Let's see how quickly you can read through all their awards.
2017 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Kelley Blue Book 2016 Best Resale Value.
2016 JD Power Highest Quality Ranking. Wow.
10 Best blah blah blah.
Only about 90 more to go.
That's a lot of awards.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Cruze for around $169 a month. Or find your tag to get $3,500 total cash allowance on select Cruze vehicles when you finance with GM Financial. See your Western New York Chevy dealers.
If you've thought about upgrading to a more comfortable heating and cooling system, call Armor Heating and Cooling for a free estimate on an energy-efficient Carrier system. Natural gas, your best energy